It's National Coloring Day. What does that mean? Well, there's National Coloring Book Day, but today is National Coloring Day. So I was thinking about what would I do on National Coloring Day. I don't really color, but I thought maybe I could create a coloring page for anybody who's interested in learning how to brush letter. So what I did is I grabbed my phone. And well, actually, let's start over. Last night I did a demo, just a quick demo on brush lettering using the Handlettering Learning Pad and a #1 art marker, an outliner. And I took a picture of it with my phone, and then I went into the app. It's called Inkwork. And then I brought it in, and I was able to actually, I brought it into Photoshop and I outlined all of these letters, and then I brought it into Inkwork, and I was able to turn this into a black and white coloring page. And there's all kinds of settings. You can make it, more white or more dark, more texture. This is gets kind of crazy, but I chose one that was going to be a good fit to make into a coloring page. And then I printed it out. And when I printed it out, I realized, oh, look how much smaller my Handlettering Learning Pad is on the page as opposed to how big it is here. And I went, oh, okay. So there's a couple of things you can do. You're welcome to download this and color it in however you want. Share it with whoever you'd like to share it with. But I'd like to show you two different ways that I'm going to color this today. The first way to color with it is using the Neuland TwinOne and using the brush side. Now, a couple of things that I've learned about the Neuland TwinOne. There's definitely two sides. There is a brush side, which this brush is slightly smaller and more flexible than the #1 art brush. So I find this really great for sketchnoting. And then the other side is the Neuland. It's actually a chisel nib, which is slightly different than the #1 nib. If you notice, it's a little bit thinner and it comes to a point. It's a little bit sharper. And you can really do another lettering style that I call thick and thin with this, a thick and thin script, which is really brush letter, but using the wedge nib. So you can check that out on my website, letslettertogether.com, in the, I think it's the Level Up prep course. So what I'd like to show you, because this letter is slightly smaller, we can use the Neuland TwinOne. And so holding your marker up and to the left, and if you'd like to learn this brush lettering style, I was wondering if this would work, that you might have to fill it in just a little bit. If you're interested in learning this brush lettering style, you can go to my website, letslettertogether.com, and I teach this for free in the Unlock Your Neuland Markers series. And so you can use this video just to see how to color it in, and you'll notice I do have to add a little bit in some areas that I've missed, but that's just because the proportion is off just slightly. But as you can see, I am able to draw in all this wonderful color. I love this marker, the Neuland TwinOne. So notice I'm going thick down from the baseline, thin up. And again, the proportion for this is almost perfect for the TwinOne. Just a few little additions here. Notice when I'm writing the letter K, I change up my position of my marker a little bit. So yeah, you can learn this in Unlock Your Neuland Markers. And the reason why I offer brush lettering, Neuland hand, Roman, and a technique that I call double stroke, first stroke, the reason why I offer these for free is because these are the basic lettering styles that you are going to need to learn in order to do more advanced lettering styles as a graphic recorder, graphic facilitator, visual practitioner that leads to my book, Lettering Journey. And you're also going to want to take this online workshop. If you ever decide to take my in-person course, knowing these lettering styles are really going to help you, because then that will allow us to go much deeper in the course. I am getting ready to go to Washington, D.C. next week, where I'll be teaching the first one-day course in lettering journey. Now watch this Z. And sorry, it connects to this ampersand. So the way that you draw the ampersand is actually you're going to point the marker a little bit down and to the left so you can get this nice thick line here, and then back up and to the left to get this. And if you are a lefty and you find brush lettering difficult, no worries. Reach out to me. I have a lefty policy. If you take any of my online or in-person workshops, I will give you a free one-to-one lesson. And I've helped many lefties learn brush lettering, but we do need that one-to-one. Some of you that have taken my in-person course, maybe you didn't get a sign painter or something all the way, definitely reach out to me. So how awesome is this? You can just easily color in this exemplar. Another thing that I use here, and then if you want, you can come in and color in the marker and some of the background and that kind of thing. But if you want, you can use colored pencil, and this is a colored pencil that I found for my collection. I actually picked this up at a pen show. It was on sale at one of the vintage booths, and this is one of those multicolored colored pencils. So you might have one of these somewhere in your kit. And this is a Kohinoor. It says, I don't know how to say this, Versatile 5347. And this holds really, really thick graphite leads or graphite strips, but this happens to be a colored pencil. And so I used my favorite sharpener. This is the Cume automatic long point, but I didn't take it all the way to the end. I went ahead and left it a little blunt because that tends to get so sharp at the end that they tend to break a little bit. And so what's really fun, and what I end up doing, is I'll hold the pencil in a certain direction. And right now it's drawing out sort of a blue-red color. So I'll go ahead and do A in this color, and then I'll shift it just about a quarter of a turn, and now it's starting to draw red with a little bit of blue, so there's going to be a nice gradient in there. And then I'll do another shift, and now we're getting a little bit of a yellow and then a blue with a little bit of red in there. And as it writes down, it's also going to shift because it's going through all of those colors. Look at that. I haven't even moved it. And it went from yellow to blue to red to blue. Now we're getting sort of a crazy blend. I'll shift it just slightly. Ooh, now we're getting a nice dark blue. You want to color in all these areas. Oh, that blended in nicely with the red. I'll do another shift. Ooh, now we're getting some greens. This is really interesting. And so whether you use your marker to draw how I just drew this, or if you use a colored pencil or another marker to just color it in, what I believe is that you're going to improve your letter forms just by studying them, even if it's just like this. Even if you're just coloring it in, you're actually studying it on some level because you're looking at the actual letter forms. And this pencil is so much fun because I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know what color it's going to spit out. And normally I wouldn't pick something up like this, but I was taking a Neuland hand class from Carol Dubosch. This was back in 2016 when I was living in Washington, D.C., and she was teaching the course actually at the International Calligrapher Conference, and it was held in North Carolina at the time. And she was actually showing us how to write with an automatic pen. I believe that's what it was, or maybe we were using a brush. An automatic pen looks like this. It's got a nice flat into it. So when we do Neuland hand, we actually use a broad edge, some kind of we usually use a big one or a fat one to write that. But we were using an automatic pen or a brush or something, and it was kind of dry. And so what she was having us do is write with it. So beautiful. And then wherever the ink didn't actually touch the paper, like if we had a little area that didn't touch, then she would have us fill it in, and she let us borrow. She brought all these wonderful colored pencils that were like this. They were like these colored pencils that kind of were all mixed up. And then, of course, I walked away from the class and I went, wow, that's a really interesting technique. And I loved it. But then I was like, I don't have any colored pencils that were like that. And I thought, I don't even know where to get those. And I didn't bother really looking until I came across this particular pencil. Now, this is an antique holder. You can buy them. You can still get them, though. They're not, I mean, you can get brand new ones from Kohinoor, probably from an art store if you were to go online and search for them. I don't know where you get these colorful refills, though. I'm sure they're out there, too. But it's really kind of fun. I'm going red, and now I'm seeing a little bit of blue. And then I won't even move it, and we'll just see what happens. It's just sort of getting kind of muddy, so I'll go ahead and change it again for the V. It's a little bit brighter red. Now we're getting some greens and some yellows. Now we're getting back to blue. Ooh, nice dark blue, almost a purple color. This is really kind of fun. Green again. So just like with the adult coloring books or any activity, you can do this for yourself just to, kind of calm your nerves. Or, grab a kid, grab your kid, grab somebody else's kid and say, hey, do you want to color today? Because it's National Coloring Day. So go ahead and check out this download. If you want to, you can certainly learn brush lettering from Unlock Your Neuland Markers on my website. It's complete with all the downloads. You will want to grab a couple of Neuland markers, but I show you how to do that in the very first video. So there you have it. It's Coloring Day. Enjoy this download and reach out to me if you need any more support in your lettering practice.